What's going on, everybody? Segment number 2 here with Mike Zuber from One Rental at a Time. Mike, how's it going?
Going well, man. This is an important topic.
This is a really important topic because I think that the people that understand this one point about the market and foreclosures, I think are going to be far better off in how they're going to invest over the next 12 to 24 months.
Agreed.
Okay. So with that being the foundation, let's talk about the absurd article that was written by Diane Olick on CNBC. And I will be nice and only call it absurd.
Yeah.
But
let's be clear. I'm not sure she actually wrote it, but her byline is on. That's for sure.
So you're not even stealing good stuff, Diana. Like, yeah, so it sucks and it might not be yours. Yeah. But anyway, Mike, talk to us about the numbers, because when we reviewed these numbers, it was a little bit of a, like, you got to do the math. So let's get into the numbers. Let's get into the math. Let's read between the lines and not just, the stupid headline.
Yeah. Something we've just got to appreciate, especially in YouTube. And we see this with YouTube channels that are far bigger than ours, right?
Yeah.
We speak reality. We speak generally being positive. The ones that are growing us are fear-based.
Right.
I mean, there are several channels that I used to watch that only preach fear at this point, and they've exploded in growth. So you can't really blame Diana Olick, right? She has been a reporter since the Great Recession. I remember Diana pre-recession talking about housing always goes up. And I remember, right? And then I remember feeling bad for Diana because every month was like worse numbers. So Diana Olick yesterday, and I forwarded the article to Matt so we can be talking about this, reported that, and I have the numbers right here. Foreclosure starts in the third quarter, which just finished, are up a whopping 32%. Even worse, Matt, when you look at the year-on-year numbers, man, it is up a horrific 67%. That is the article. That is the headline. If you read headlines and headlines only, you are probably terrified. You are screaming bubble. You are screaming the collapse is coming. You are screaming Matt, Michael, and Dion are idiots. They have been wrong this whole time. Property values are going to fall because foreclosures are up 67%. But then there's another piece of data which was missed in the headline.
Yes.
So I'll stop there and see where you want to go.
So yeah, I mean, I think we should cover exactly what that is. So I think, as business guys, right, when we would take over businesses and run organizations, we would look at it and say, okay, what did you do last year? And we did $1 million in sales. And then what's the goal for this year? It's $5 million in sales. And we spent this much in marketing and we've done this much with the product, and it's that mix, right?
Yeah.
So same thing in the real estate market, which is, I imagine, Michael, anything that's up 32 or 67% is probably up largely because foreclosures were not allowed last year.
Well, you might be onto something there. We did have this thing called a foreclosure moratorium.
Yes.
And again, we are talking housing starts, foreclosure starts, not actual foreclosures. People sometimes miss that. And again, in Diana's headline, you would have missed that as well. So here's the raw numbers. Percentages lie. Folks, if you've learned anything while watching the real estate market, percentages lie, especially when the government gets involved.
That's right.
When the government gets involved, it displaces and the market doesn't act normal.
Right.
The last 16 months have not been normal.
Right.
So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
67% increase.
Yes.
Here are the raw numbers.
Yes.
We started 25,209 foreclosures. That's the exact number in Q3. Now, again, if you are somebody that's new and watching, you may think 25,209 is horrible because, hey, it is up 67%. Well, I've done the research. September of 2019, right? No pandemic, normal cycle going on. We had just over 40,000 foreclosures started. Again, start, not actual foreclosures. So again, a normal market, no pandemic. We have 40,000, just over 40,000 foreclosure starts. What we just went through after a 67% increase is 25,209. So you should not feel all that too concerned about a 67% year-on-year increase is what that means.
Correct. Now, something that I just did for fun while being extremely rude. because I was listening to you, but I was
Yeah.
also doing some quick math.
Mhm.
So we did the market over this last 12 months was about 5.5 million in sales, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. 5.5 million in sales. This 25,000 in all of Q3 represents not even 2 days of inventory. It's not even 2 days of inventory.
That is hilarious. And
A
again,
day-
folks, these are starts. And roughly
Right.
speaking, in a normal market, half of them will never make it to a foreclosure.
That's
So
right.
it's even less. It's a day.
40% of these will foreclose.
Yeah,
60
normal
in a
numbers.
normal market. And when the government gets involved, like they are very heavy-handedly, and converting to 40 years, 40-year mortgages and giving moratorium and all this other crazy stuff. What
Yeah.
we're legitimately talking about, Mike, is less than a day's inventory.
Oh, it's probably hours.
Yeah.
It's probably hours. That is not going to dent. That will be like a semi truck rolling over an ant.
Yes.
It will be like, it won't even make the tires move.
Exactly. It's
Not going to slow it down.
And
It's
this
crazy.
is the silliness of the slowness. So, Mike, one of the things that, because we lived through the crash, right? Because we lived through the Great Recession, I think it was 9, 10, and 11. It might have been 10, 11, 12, but it was in that range after the crash when foreclosures actually started happening, not starts, but actually happened.
Yep.
We were averaging, or we were ranging between 260,000 and 300,000 a month.
Foreclosed, not starts. Foreclosed.
Right? Exactly. Actual, which means based on the math, that actually about 500 starts,
500,000
foreclosures, 500,000 foreclosure starts a month. So we are 5%, 5% of where we should be.
Yeah. Well, should be.
Or
Where we
could be.
Could be. Yeah.
5%.
Yeah. The whole. So let's just play this out, right? We're obviously telling you this is an ant in a semi truck, no issue. However, the people could come back and say, well, this is just a start. Wait for next month or wait for next quarter. Well, okay, let's play that out a little bit. That's possible, right? Maybe we're early. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You're a bank,
Right.
and you have this house that you haven't been paid on. You also have a loan that obviously they are not trying to work out. They haven't applied for assistance.
That's right.
Or whatever. Now these foreclosure moratoriums go bye-bye. Don't you think it's pretty likely that they're going to file as soon as they can, as opposed to just waiting a couple of more months?
Will they file as soon as they can? Absolutely.
Of course. And that's what this is.
That's
the
what
people
this is.
that can
That's
get
right.
it now. If
That's
we
right.
were ever going to see, the elephant through the snake or whatever it is, it would have been now. This was going to be the
Right.
biggest bump.
Right.
Because they're not going to just sit down. Oh, we'll just give them another month.
Right.
Who cares?
And even more than that, Mike, when this rolled in 09 and 10 and 11, were people able to sell their homes?
No, they had no equity. Equity
None.
was falling off a cliff.
They had
If you bought, it's just
negative
nuts.
equity. And now they've got, just in the last year, over 20%.
Yeah. If you bought your house on a VA loan, 0% down, you likely have 15 to 20% equity. You could sell with a real estate agent and walk away with a check. I mean, you don't even got to go for sell by owner. You can use an agent and sell and get a check. This is
Unreal.
mind-boggling.
This is why none of the crisis videos make
Yes.
any sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're
I
not even
stopped.
close.
They're
They
not.
clearly, hey, Reventure, give me a graph. Give me a graph.
Well, he's going to show one that says 66%, 67% change, and it's going to be the world is ending.
Yeah.
It's anyways, it's funny.
Yeah. It's just, Mike, I mean, just, this is the stuff. If we can teach people how to do the math, read the numbers, then they can feel much better about the financial decisions that they're making. This is what it is. It's learning the skill of understanding a market. That's what this is.
Yeah.
That's what your course is. All three of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah,
Mike,
crazy times.
where can we find you, my friend?
One rental at a time. I've done a pretty good job about making that my handle, book, YouTube, website, Instagram, all there.
If you can't find it, you need to go to your local community college and take a computer course.
Yeah.
Because
It's not even big words.
It is all there.
The longest word is 6 letters. One rental at a time.
Exactly. So like I always say, we spend a ton of time creating great content for you. 11:30 a.m. Eastern time this Sunday, live stream. Make sure you're there. Real Estate Palooza, lots of fun. Subscribe, like, and even comment. Like Mike and I love constructive banter back and forth.
Dude, tell me I'm wrong all the time.
Show us the math though. You can't be feelings.
Yeah. Don't be a feeler and come to the lumberjack.
And it can't be one stat. It can't, it's gotta be, you have to have supporting data, not a headline.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good. It'll be fun.
It'll be good. So Mike, as always, thanks again. We'll see you in segment 3.
You got it.